One of the things that I am truly blessed by are Sunday dinners because my entire family comes over for Sunday dinners. My daughter, my son in law, my other daughter, her boyfriend. It's like that TV show Blue Bloods that got canceled last year, was where at the end of the episode, everybody would come around the dinner table on a Sunday. And that's often what I've been relating this to. But the last couple of weeks, there's been something that's happened, and it's been truly embarrassing for me. I'll be talking with a daughter or my son in law or the boyfriend, whatever, and I'll come to a point where there's a word that I can't remember. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and it's like driving me nuts. No, it's not borders. And I well, look at my kids, and I'm wondering what they are thinking in their mind. And are they thinking that dad is just getting so old that he's just losing his marbles? I know it's crazy, but it's what I'm thinking about, and it's totally embarrassing. And this was something that I have a hunch that there's many of you that have experienced this. And one of the things that I started thinking about, and it had been on my mind for quite a bit recently, I had an elderly aunt and uncle, and I remember going over to their house 20, 25 years ago. Now they've since passed. And my uncle having the same things, just struggling with that word. And he would even say, yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. And I could see him getting frustrated. And it happened with my aunt as well. And I'm sure, I am absolutely positive they looked at me and they wondered the same thing. Does my nephew think that I'm totally losing my marbles as I'm getting older? And here's what I was really thinking. I was thinking about what is it that the word that they're trying to come up with. I wasn't thinking anything else. When the last time this happened, I said something out loud to my daughter. I said, "You're probably thinking that I'm going crazy." And she says, "No." And then I didn't believe it at the time. But then when I started thinking about how I was with my aunt and uncle during these periods of their forgetfulness of the word, I did start believing that maybe she really was just telling the truth and it wasn't bothered by her. So that's the first thing that I want you to really think about and come away from this. We're not mind readers. We cannot read other people's mind. Now, if this is still bothering you, and this is something that I also did, is I went and I did a little bit of research. And according to the National Institute of Aging, and they've done some studies with this, one, this is something that is completely normal during our aging. Forgetting a name or forgetting a word, it's on the tip of our tongue, but we remember it later. And in my case, I was like, the word that I was trying to remember was boundaries. And I kept saying borders. God, it's not borders. It was boundaries. And I actually ended up remembered that word after everybody left from dinner. Walking into a room and you don't remember why you went there. How many times has this happened to you? I'll leave this office and I'll walk into the living room. And as soon as I get there, it's, God damn it, I can't remember why I walked out there. And then I'll come back into the office. And then once I sit down, I remember what it was that I needed to go get. Taking a little longer to learn something new. This could be frustrating because you could be sitting there thinking that, God, if I was 20, 25 years younger, I could nail this. But now I'm just struggling with it. You know what? It's part of the aging process. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. As long as you remain a continuous learner, that is so important. And you know what? The more difficult something is to learn, the more exercise you are giving to your brain and helping to ward off that dementia and that Alzheimer's and everything else. Occasionally misplacing things. I think we all do that. We misplace our keys or we misplace our wallet or bag or something else. But we always do seem to find it, right? We do find these things. Mild changes in our sleep patterns. Maybe you're not sleeping as long as you used to. Maybe you're sleeping longer than you're used to. But the key is just having these changes in our sleep pattern. Again, completely normal. And then a big one, I think, that all affects us is that just being a little bit stiffer when we get up out of a chair. How many of you have this happen? Because I tell you that when I get out of this chair after this video, I'm going to be stiff as well. But these are all part of the aging process and they're all completely normal. So what about the red flags there? Okay, so the red flags, forgetting common words or names, and you never do remember them, okay? That could be a red flag. I remember I said that you get up from one room and you go to the other and you can't remember why you got there. And then you walk back into the other room. Think about it in this respect, getting lost in familiar places. That could be a red flag as well, unless you're at the mall. I always get lost at the mall. I don't care how many times I've been at the mall, I get lost. Difficulty following simple recipes, remembering to pay your bills on time. And this is being repeated, of course. Noticeable personality or mood changes. When this usually is going to, you might start seeing this yourself, but usually it's going to be somebody else that sees this. These are red flags. And repeating the same question or the same story over and over again. Now, I know that for many of us, we might recite a story that we had already recited, but we're not doing it all the time. And that could be a red flag. But you know what? Here's something I also want you to think about. None of these things are a definite indicator of dementia or Alzheimer's. Many of these things can be treatable illnesses. It could be a B12 deficiency. It could be a problem with the thyroid. It could be medication side effects. It could even be a result of depression. So bottom line is that what you may be experiencing, what I've experienced during these Sunday dinners, it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's just something that I think we have to accept. Again, one of the best things that you can do is keep being a continuous learner because that is going to keep your brain active. Make sure that you're exercising, eat your vegetables, eat your protein. All of these things are going to help ward off that aging process, and especially just keep moving, walk every day. So I hope you found this video informative, interesting, helpful. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification. I do upload new videos every week, and I'd hate for you to miss one. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.